Today, you're about to hear a story of connection, overcoming obstacles, and the transformative power of love. Get ready to feel moved, and perhaps even see yourself in every moment of this journey. Are you ready? Picture the sun slowly rising on the horizon, its golden rays illuminating a towering skyscraper. At the top, in the most luxurious office of the building, sits Ethan Clark, a real estate mogul. His achievements are vast, his fortune seems endless, and he is admired by everyone around him. Yet, as Ethan gazes at the ocean stretching beyond the glass windows, he feels like those distant waves, constantly moving but never finding a safe harbor. At the height of his empire, Ethan was surrounded by everything he had always wanted: wealth, power, and recognition. But as he reached each new milestone, the initial euphoria faded faster. What remained was a deep emptiness, a sense that something essential was missing in his life. While lost in his thoughts, his personal assistant, Megan, entered the room. "Ethan, what are you thinking about?" Megan asked, her voice as sweet as ever. She had been his trusted assistant for years, accompanying him through every achievement and the most important meetings. But there was something behind Megan's gaze that Ethan could no longer ignore. She knew him too well, and more than that, she longed to be by his side not only professionally, but personally. She didn't hide that her interest went beyond work. "I was thinking," Ethan began, looking out at the horizon, "about how I can have everything, but at the end of the day, I have no one to share my success with." Megan, who had slowly moved closer, felt a wave of hope. "You have the right people around you, Ethan," she said, her voice soft but full of underlying intentions. "I know exactly what you need." However, something about her words didn't comfort him. Though she was efficient and always present, Ethan knew what he sought was something deeper. He wanted someone who could touch his soul, who saw beyond his success and wealth. One day, after a long night of reflection, Ethan decided he wanted to do something different. He was tired of being surrounded by people who only valued material success. He wanted to test the true essence of those around him. "Megan, I'm going to organize a competition," Ethan announced. "It will be something to test not just leadership skills but the ability to care for others. I want to see who can demonstrate genuine generosity." Megan's eyes gleamed, but not with the enthusiasm Ethan had hoped for. "It sounds like a great idea," she replied, hiding her ambition behind a calculated smile. Megan knew this competition could be the perfect opportunity to secure her place permanently by Ethan's side. As the preparations for the competition began, a new character quietly entered Ethan's life. Olivia Adams was a young woman responsible for cleaning the consortium. Discreet, she always did her job with dedication, trying to go unnoticed by the powerful executives. However, during a meeting in Ethan's luxurious office, Olivia, nervous to be among such important figures, accidentally knocked over a cleaning bucket. The sound reverberated through the room, drawing everyone's attention. Megan, visibly irritated, shot Olivia a sharp look. "You need to be more discreet," she said, maintaining a frozen smile. "I don't know who thought it was a good idea to hire someone so clumsy." Olivia, her face flushed with embarrassment, quickly rushed to pick up the bucket. "I'm sorry, ma'am," she whispered, unable to meet Megan's eyes. But before Megan could continue her reprimand, Ethan intervened. "It's okay," he said with surprising calm. "Mistakes happen. What matters is how we fix them." Those words were an immediate relief to Olivia, who never expected such kindness from someone like Ethan. She glanced at him quickly, her eyes filled with gratitude, before returning to her work, more careful than ever. Finally, the competition was announced with great enthusiasm. It attracted the brightest and most ambitious leaders in the industry. The idea was for each participant to present a philanthropic project, something that would demonstrate not only their leadership skills but also their genuine concern for the well-being of others. However, behind the competition, something deeper was at play. Ethan wanted more than just a capable leader. He was searching for a genuine connection, someone who truly understood the value of empathy and altruism. The days that followed were marked by impressive presentations and innovative ideas, but none touched Ethan's heart in the way he had hoped. All the participants seemed more concerned with the prizes and recognition than the cause itself. The employees' routines continued as usual. Olivia, as always, worked quietly. Her cleaning duties took her from floor to floor, always trying to go unnoticed by the top executives and leaders. Yet, something inside her grew each day, a mixture of curiosity and a desire to do something more. Olivia knew about the charity competition Ethan Clark had announced weeks earlier. She had overheard several employees talking about it and knew that the prize would be used to support philanthropic projects chosen by the winners. This made her think about the project she was already involved in, a project she nurtured with so much love in her humble neighborhood. The Healing Hands Project. That was the name. Olivia helped organize a small community center on the outskirts, where volunteers gathered to provide care and support to families facing extreme hardship. The funding came from occasional donations and the collective effort of the volunteers, but Olivia knew they could do much more if they had the proper resources. Since learning about the competition, she couldn't stop thinking about how a victory could transform the Healing Hands Project. This was a unique opportunity to bring help to so many people. But there was a problem. The competition seemed to be aimed only at the executives and leaders of the company. Olivia, a simple cleaning staff member, wasn't sure if she could even participate. With this doubt weighing on her mind, she continued her daily work, always wondering if she should ask someone. However, there was something in her humble nature that kept her from standing out or asking uncomfortable questions. She feared being rejected, or worse, ridiculed. But the desire to do something bigger grew stronger each day. Then, on what seemed like an ordinary afternoon, something happened that would change Olivia's story. Olivia was on the 22nd floor, quietly cleaning the large windows in the hallway leading to Ethan's office. She always did her best not to disturb anyone, but that day, fate seemed to have other plans. While adjusting the water bucket and cleaning cloths, she didn't notice someone approaching. As she quickly turned to grab another cloth, she bumped into someone, and that someone was Ethan Clark. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," Olivia said, immediately stepping back and lowering her head, completely embarrassed. I wasn't paying attention. I'm so sorry, Mr. Clark." Ethan, a bit surprised, looked at her with a kind smile, clearly more concerned with reassuring her than with the small accident. "It's all right, Olivia," he said, using her name, which surprised her. She had no idea he even knew who she was. Olivia's heart raced. Standing before the most powerful man in the company, the opportunity she had been waiting for was suddenly right in front of her. Her thoughts were a whirlwind of nervousness and desire, but in that moment, she decided to do something she never thought she'd have the courage to do. "Mr. Clark," Olivia began, taking a deep breath to gather all the courage she had. I heard about the competition you're organizing. I know it's meant for executives and leaders, but I was wondering if maybe someone like me could participate." Ethan raised an eyebrow, surprised by her question. "You'd like to participate?" "Yes, sir." Olivia's words came out quickly, as if she feared losing her nerve at any moment. "I know I'm not anyone important here, but I help run a philanthropic project in my neighborhood. We have a small community center called Healing Hands. We help children with basic education, provide medical care for those who can't afford it, and distribute food to those in need. I've always thought that if we had more resources, we could do so much more. The prize you're offering could completely change the lives of these people." Ethan remained silent for a few seconds, processing what he had just heard. He hadn't expected a simple cleaning staff member to be involved in such a meaningful project. Moreover, there was something in Olivia's sincere voice that touched him deeply. She wasn't there for recognition or status. She was there because she truly wanted to help others. This was exactly the kind of quality he had hoped to find in the competition, but had yet to see in any of the other contestants. "You're already doing incredible work, Olivia," Ethan said, finally breaking the silence. "And honestly, the competition should be open to everyone, not just the leaders." Olivia's eyes widened in surprise. "You mean, I can participate?" Ethan smiled gently. "Yes, Olivia, you can. And I'd really like to see what you have to offer. In fact, I believe people like you, those already making a difference, are exactly the ones who should be in this competition." Olivia's heart nearly leapt out of her chest. She could hardly believe Ethan had said yes. In that moment, all her doubts and insecurities vanished, replaced by a wave of hope and determination. "Thank you, Mr. Clark. I promise to give it my all." Ethan nodded, his eyes shining with something that hadn't been present in his interactions with the other contestants. "I'm looking forward to seeing what you present, Olivia." With that, Ethan said goodbye, and Olivia stood there for a moment, absorbing the magnitude of what had just happened. She finally had the chance to show the world the value of her project, and more importantly, to help even more people in need. The days that followed were a whirlwind of preparations. Olivia spent her nights and weekends refining her Healing Hands project. She knew the competition would be tough, with projects presented by experienced leaders and executives, but that didn't intimidate her. What she had was something far more valuable, a genuine passion for helping others. After the unexpected encounter between Ethan and Olivia in the hallway, something shifted inside him. The courage and sincerity with which that young woman spoke about her dreams and her desire to help others awakened something deep in Ethan's heart. He had never felt so intrigued. She wasn't like the other executives, who sought only power and success. Olivia was genuine. It was as if, for the first time, he had found someone who saw the world beyond appearances and wealth. In the days that followed, Ethan began to pay more attention to Olivia. Always discreet, she continued doing her job with dedication, without expecting recognition or praise. He watched her from a distance, fascinated by her simplicity and passion for the philanthropic project. And the more he saw, the more he became convinced that it was exactly someone like Olivia he would want by his side in life. The day of the charity competition final had arrived. The room was filled with influential and powerful people, all eager to see who would be the ultimate winner. Megan, impeccably dressed and confident, was ready to deliver her presentation. She had prepared every word, every gesture, certain that she would impress the audience, and above all, Ethan. When Megan stepped onto the stage, her presentation was breathtaking. She spoke eloquently about her charity project, a grand initiative to build schools in underserved regions. Her rhetoric was flawless, and the audience gave her a standing ovation. Megan walked off the stage with a confident smile, certain that victory was in her grasp. In her mind, there was no way anyone could outshine her. Then, it was Olivia's turn. The young woman walked onto the stage with a timid demeanor, but the determination in her eyes was unmistakable. She took a deep breath before speaking about the Healing Hands project. Unlike Megan, her words weren't rehearsed or polished. They came straight from the heart. Olivia spoke about the children she helped educate, the families who relied on the project for medical care, and how the community center was a beacon of hope amid hardship. "We don't have much," she said, "but we have love, dedication, and the desire to make a difference. If we can get the support we need, we can expand and help so many more people. I believe that each of us has the power to change the world, even with small gestures." When Olivia finished, the room was in absolute silence. For a few seconds, no one moved. Then, the audience began to applaud. But it wasn't the formal, distant applause that Megan had received. It was a warm applause, filled with emotion and admiration. Megan, seated in the front row, was stunned. She could hardly believe what she was witnessing. How could that simple cleaning staff member, with such a modest presentation, receive so much attention? She had done everything right, followed every rule of the game, and yet, it seemed she was on the verge of losing. Ethan stepped onto the stage right after the presentations, ready to announce the winner. He held the microphone firmly, his eyes shining with a mixture of admiration and emotion. "Today, we witnessed some incredible presentations," Ethan began. "Projects that have the potential to change lives, and I'm proud of each one of you. But this competition has always been about more than just leadership and ambition. It was created to find someone with a genuine heart, someone who truly wants to make a difference in the world. And that person is Olivia Adams." The room erupted in applause. Olivia, in shock, stood frozen for a few seconds. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. She, the cleaning staff member, had won the competition. As she made her way up to receive the award, Megan, sitting beside the stage, was fuming. How had this happened? She felt the indignation rise within her, but at that moment, all eyes were on Olivia. Ethan looked directly at Olivia, with a sincere smile, and continued his speech. Olivia didn't win because she had the most sophisticated presentation or the grandest project. She won because, in her simplicity, she demonstrated something many of us forget as we go through life. True greatness isn't about how high we climb, but how many lives we touch along the way. She showed that, even with few resources, we can make an incredible impact. And that's why I'm so proud to announce that Olivia Adams is the winner of this competition. After the event, Ethan approached Olivia, who was still in awe of her victory. "You deserve this," he said with a warm smile. "Your project is amazing, and I'm confident that with the right resources, you're going to do even more for your community." Olivia smiled shyly, still trying to process everything that had happened. "Thank you, Mr. Clark. I still can't believe I won," she said, her voice trembling slightly. Ethan chuckled softly. "Call me Ethan. And how about we celebrate your victory? I know a great place. It would be my honor." Olivia was surprised by the invitation but accepted with a shy nod. And so that night, they went out to celebrate. It was the beginning of something special. In the days that followed, Ethan and Olivia began to get to know each other better, and a genuine connection started to bloom between them. As time passed, Olivia began to see Ethan in a different light. He wasn't just the powerful mogul she had always imagined. He was kind, compassionate, and deeply cared about the well-being of others. Yet, she kept her feelings secret, afraid he might not see her the same way. After all, she was just a humble woman, and Ethan could have anyone he wanted. On the other hand, Ethan also felt something changing within him. Every time he was with Olivia, he felt lighter, more complete. She made him laugh, challenged him to think differently, and above all, she made him feel alive in a way he had never experienced before. One evening, as they walked together after another day of work, Ethan decided he could no longer hide what he felt. "Olivia, I need to tell you something," he said, stopping and looking into her eyes. "Since the day I bumped into you in that hallway, I haven't been able to get you out of my head. I've always known I was looking for someone who saw the world differently, someone who wasn't caught up in the superficiality of power and fortune. And since I met you, I realized you are that person. You are everything I've ever wanted but never knew I needed." Olivia's eyes filled with surprise and emotion. She didn't know what to say. "I've fallen in love with you, Olivia," Ethan continued, his voice full of sincerity. "And if you give me the chance, I want to be by your side, not just to support your project but to build a life together." With tears in her eyes, Olivia smiled. "I feel the same way, Ethan. But I never imagined you could see me like this." Ethan took her hands and smiled. "You're everything I've ever wished for, Olivia. And now that I've found you, I'm not going to let you go." And so, Ethan and Olivia began a new chapter in their lives. Their love, built on respect, admiration, and authenticity, blossomed as the days went by. Together, they not only worked to expand the Healing Hands project but also built a relationship based on trust, care, and a shared desire to do good in the world. Ethan finally found in Olivia what he had been searching for, someone who wasn't drawn to his wealth, but who saw him for the man he truly was. And with that, they both realized that true love is something that neither power nor money can buy. If you also believe that #TrueLove overcomes any obstacle, comment that word below and leave a like to support our channel. Let's continue spreading more inspiring stories together. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.